to Mortals and Portals, a Pathfinder real play podcast. I am your host and GM, Zach, and joining me at the table is...
Adam, and I play Jules, an Azraketi bard.
I'm Joel, and I play Dax, a kobold rogue.
Ryan, I play Tough, an automaton inventor.
I'm Taryn, and I play Waltz, a human champion.
And I'm Joshua, and I play Don Reynard Quiano de las Nubes, a swashbuckling battle dancer human.
That took a long time to say, Josh. That's just a
It's
very
long.
fancy title.
going on
That guy
there.
has. Hey guys, Taryn got to partake in the weird gimmick. That
He
was
did
kinda
it.
cool.
Yeah, I tried
Taryn.
to do a Dax intro for Waltz.
Oh, right.
Sure.
Okay.
Coming out
I
of your
was-
shell
Is
a
that what
little
that
bit.
was?
I was trying so hard to remember all of the pieces of my name that I didn't even catch you guys were doing a thing.
you even got all the pieces of your real name with Joshua. So yeah,
I didn't forget the
locked in.
UA this time.
Yeah, that's good.
I stopped
You always do that, man.
listening after mine anyway.
Yeah, Josh is still here. You know, he wants to figure out what's going on. We didn't scare him away, and we are also not scared of the fact that he knows how to play his character. We embrace that. We're gonna figure it out too. We're gonna try and match that kind of energy.
Yeah,
Let's
maybe
get
you
right to
can
the
teach us how to do this thing.
Right.
Yes.
Can you learn my character
I
too?
definitely know what I'm doing. the entire
Actually, the
time.
truth is like we still haven't released any of his episodes yet, so we haven't figured out if we also don't know how to play Josh's character. So we're living in
Right.
ignorance and bliss, which is what all you guys get to live in at your table when you're not a podcast. So think about that before you come at us with all the
Yeah,
rules we
not-
get wrong. All right? Look
None
at
of-
how
none of us
ignorant
even
and happy
know-
we are right now. Yeah.
None of us even know if you like me yet. We could have like tons of people going, "What is this guy doing?"
Who is this dude?
Like every episode, they're like, "He's still here? Oh my gosh!" I can't believe
Nothing will be worse than when the viewer or the listeners found out there was a fourth Dax origin. The disappointment was palpable.
I just picture the people that were like, all right, I'll listen to the origins later. I'm waiting for season 2, episode 1, and they just keep like seeing like part 2, part 3, well, what the heck?
Dude, the music was so good though.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
Too much fun with
fantastic.
world building.
You're
too much
missing
fun
if
with
you,
Well
you're
done,
missing out
Ryan.
if you haven't listened to all of those.
Oh, check it out.
I love. My wife listened to it, and she said it reminded her of like Rick and Morty vibes, where there's like the just bonkers stuff that's happening, but then it can like on a dime switch to something serious, and then go right back to just absurdity.
Straight up fever dream.
So I love that. That's cool.
Yeah, it was a fun one. I really like
Yeah.
origin episodes. I hope people did too. Also, by now you can tell maybe that Dax's origin episodes had a bit more to do with the current story. So hopefully it feels like it was time well spent beyond just like how fun it was. But
And you know what? If you do have a problem with it, we're past it. You're
Yeah,
here.
we're
What are
in the
you
future.
still complaining about?
Yeah,
beyond
call your
you right
dad. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Talk
Stuff
to us.
happens.
Yeah.
Call your mom
You know,
too. She hasn't
wasn't
heard from you in a
playing.
while. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell her you love her because she likes to hear that as well.
Yeah. Anyway, that's our counseling for you from the Mortals and Portals crew on how to live your life. Last time on Mortals and Portals, Digsby's crew plus Don Renard something. You guys ended up in the sewers after bombs being dropped on you. And that's how great of a GM I am. I don't even know this guy's name. He's just in our party, whatever. And the roof collapsed. You ran off, found some shelter eventually. There's some distrust going on amongst you, specifically Tough thinking like he needs to go to the library and like all this stuff and thought he could get there on his own. Zoki pointing out his ignorance, things like that. We have Don Renard and Zoki kind of starting to bond as Don Renard saved her, and then she also saved his guitar, equal sacrifices on your guys' parts. And so you just kind of wanted to get to know each other better, like figure out what your guys' motives are. Mainly, why was Don Renard having bombs dropped on him? Why were those creepy zombie people type stuff trying to kill him and all that? And you also want to know like why he mentioned the keepers and stuff. So basically it turned into this big old lore dump episode, and I don't even know how to like eloquently explain this, but basically they learned from Renard that the keepers there's one in each planet. They seem to represent them in some way. They're chosen by some mysterious method that only those who are chosen know. It may be different for every single person, and they're supposed to protect Caldora. They've existed forever and ever. I'm definitely missing stuff. Go listen to the episode again. All this stuff. I got a bunch of lore
Okay,
in
I'll
front of
be
me on a
right
Google
back.
Doc.
Hold on.
I can't sort through this. Okay, so check out the episode. It's all in there. But a key thing he said is that apparently these keepers have the ability to travel through nodes that aren't aligned. So, do you guys remember in the Origin episodes and like
That would
how
be
they got to the
handy.
I did
planet?
that
Was it,
once.
is it like a I Dream a Genie thing where
Yeah.
we like
And it's like,
Absolutely.
and no regular people
And
can
wink.
do that. And you guys are
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
we can. And,
Yeah,
and now I
Tough-
like you.
And Tough in his notebook had like from Dunadas, it said like the nodes couldn't have possibly been aligned. So there's kind of hinting to the fact that that seems to be what they did, and they already think maybe they're keepers and all that. But then also they wanted to figure out like what Don Renard was after, and he's after something called the Flora de Vida, which like he was so vague for so long about what it was and what it did, and like why they need to go get it. But long story short, it all boiled down to the fact that his people need this to survive. They need to be in its presence. So the longer it's away, the closer they are to death. And then also, he seems to have a city, which again, he did not relay this up front. So this is why Tuff's like, let's go to the library, guys. Let's go to the library, guys. And then he's like, all right, let me tell you. Okay, my city is powered by this thing, and it makes it float in the sky. And if we don't get it back there soon, it's going to plummet to the surface and destroy the entire planet.
Kind of an inefficient design for a city, though, honestly.
yeah, a little bit. You know, like that's what happens.
Civil
when things go
engineers
wrong.
were slacking.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I kind of take offense to that because like I am the engineer.
Yeah, you
technically,
gotta
but, you know,
do-
it's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
No, I think I threw you like a couple scenarios, and one of them was a
Oh,
city in
yeah.
the sky, and then
That's
you just
true.
took it and ran.
I was like, oh, that's a good idea. I could have that plummet into the surface and destroy the entire planet.
Yeah.
Great idea, Josh. Thank you. So yeah, so you guys clearly need to go get this Flora de Vida and get it back to the city so the planet's not destroyed. And the Flora de Vida was taken by a blue lizard person, as Don Renard calls him, and went through this node to a place called Ashmark, which is on Mortifar. It's like a jungle island. And luckily, you guys can travel through unaligned nodes, hopefully, maybe according to this mysterious lore that was dumped on you, and you don't know how to do that necessarily, but this would allow you to pursue this blue lizard person with the Flora de Vida, because otherwise you'd have to wait for it to align again, which could take, who knows, even hundreds of years maybe, or you'd have to go hop to another node and then get there. So it's a very convenient timing. It's almost like this entire story is fabricated and designed for like specific fun moments. But yeah, you guys can go chase this guy if you can figure out how to get these nodes.
It's almost
aligned.
like there's some magical entities that are
Yeah.
putting these guys on a trial that's somehow set forth in front of them.
Yeah. Oh, man,
Listen,
that sounds-
you built the serendipity into the world building. I'm not. You
Yeah, I
shouldn't
did.
knock that.
That's true. And Josh, yeah, oh, sorry, not Josh, Don Renard, and maybe Josh too, was honored to be in the presence of potential keepers, and he, being so deeply associated with his people's lore, because apparently a keeper is what saved them originally and put their city in the sky for other reasons that were vague that he didn't say. So yeah, he is eager to join you on your quest. It feels like it is fate. And yeah, that is where we ended our session. So you guys are on your way to an exit that will get you near the node, the one node in the city of Mazivo. And Zoki is leading there. You continue to hear soldiers moving on the ground above you. You can sort of see them through the vents, like out to the surface, people running around. You can tell that they're pursuing the people that bombed the city, perhaps looking for you guys as well. It's definitely on some sort of lockdown, so you do need to be safe as you move and avoid detection, because as Zoki pointed out, whether you did anything wrong or not, the Paratir are going to stop you and question you. And if they find out that there's a city coming to hit the surface and maybe destroy the entire planet, as Duke mentioned, the gnome that's with you every now and then that you're reminded is also there, said, hey, why don't we just blow the whole city out of the sky so that doesn't happen and we can all be safe? And that made Don Renard almost want to kill him. So yeah, you definitely don't want to be getting questioned and having people find out about that. So I will kick it over to you guys.
So Don Renard, what am I just supposed to clench what I get on this thing? How are we supposed to transport through this node?
You are the ones who are potentially keepers. How did you? What? Walk me through, okay? The first time you traveled to the node.
I was asleep the last time that I...
All right, who was awake when you traveled through the node?
I was awake. I was being chased by a giant sea serpent.
And did you?
I don't think that's going to help
Did you
us
grasp
here.
the node with your hands? Did you?
I just stood on it
You stood upon.
underwater.
Well, then perhaps that is, whatever the circumstances are. You said the need was dire. I think the first place we have to be is the node. Yes.
I think it's the best shot we have. I mean, what else can we do?
but we have to avoid notice. We must move stealthily
I'm
in the
with you.
shadows.
Tough, Waltz. What do you guys think? Tough, you seem skeptical.
Yeah, Tough has a very not believing what people are saying around him type of look on his face. And we'll just look around, very skeptically and say, really, our plan is just gonna hope that these quote unquote power of the keepers is gonna transport us across nodes? That seems incredibly unreliable.
It would be unreliable if you were not keepers, of course. But if you are keepers, which it sounds like you are, and everything in my bones tells me yes.
I mean, there's always plan B, right?
What is
I just
plan
don't
B,
see any
Zoki?
other way, Tough.
Well, the blow up the... I mean, never mind.
He puts a hand on his sword and looks at Duke, squinting his eyes.
Nobody's
Duke's just
blowing up
scratching the back of his
anything.
head.
That's an even worse option than just hoping we can teleport across the node. The only thing worse than one giant meteor is a bunch of tiny little ones landing on the planet.
That is the first thing of sense the Roboto Gato has said. I agree.
And that's the first thing Don Renard said that's made any sense. Agreeing with me, that is.
Well, even a node is lined ever so often. So,
Wait, is that like the equivalent of a broken...
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Perfect.
Even a broken node aligns once every so often.
what else is there to do? We go to the node and we see what will happen. Perhaps we will be chased. Perhaps we will find Raoul. Perhaps a more adventure will arise, and the need for travel will occur. I think there is every chance that if we go to the node now, we will find our way to the Flora de Vida.
Jules will put his hand on Tough's shoulder and say, "We've been in tighter situations before,
This was supposed to be a fun trip.
so let's make it fun."
What's more fun than the chance of traveling to another world yet again?
I can be fun. I have friends. You will never meet them.
Reynard, I think you are fine.
That's a weird way to... This is a weird thing to say. Anyway, you guys done bickering back there because we almost are at the exit.
Well, we're short on time anyway, so I guess all we can do is hope that these keeper powers trigger when we need them to. You guys better not leave me. Remember, my name had a question mark behind it.
Tough, I wouldn't dare.
I understand that it is fickle when one finds hope where they were expecting certainty, but I think this is the right way to go.
All right, well, if you guys are off on an adventure and I'm just stuck here licking my like a cat, I'll be pretty pissed.
Oh my god.
Anyways, Zoki takes you guys up to an exit of the sewers. You see her gesturing towards like a runoff that seems to feed into a little creek out into a wilderness type clearing in the middle of the city. She says, "It should just be a short jaunt from the node this way." And she gestures outside to let you guys walk past her.
Could I talk to her while we walk a little bit? Zoki, each time when violence has occurred, you hide and run. Do you not have some sort of way to defend yourself, some way to fight?
Well, I'd say I did defend myself. I'm alive, aren't I? We had bombs dropped on us, and there was like mutant freaks there.
Yes, but you have companions now. We are friends. We are united in a singular goal together. We are stronger when all of us are engaged. If one of us hides in a bush, it is great for the guitar, but...
Sure, yeah, but if I die, who is going to lead you back to the node?
Well, I do not want you to die.
Well, maybe I'm serving my purpose. Well, I mean, this is what I do.
No one ever taught you to fight or defend yourself?
I mean, no, I just mostly avoid detection, That's how you survive on the streets.
That is very sad.
I've got to say, I'm with
Damn.
Zoki on this one. Back on Dracus, you didn't fight where you didn't have to.
This guy gets it.
You are both very small.
Sure.
You're not wrong.
Perhaps if there is time, I could teach you some of Destreza de Viento, the way of the wind.
Maybe. Take you up on that. Assuming we don't die like a bunch of idiots standing on the node.
That would be unfortunate.
Yeah, it would. In which case, I won't be anywhere near it when that happens. I'll be long gone. Because that's what I'm good at.
Nonsense, you will be with us till the very end. We will either die together as heroes or survive, become legend.
Sure. She pats you on the shoulder. All right.
Yeah, speaking of, why don't we get this little experiment over with?
Yeah. And as you guys are stepping past her, she just grabs Tough on the shoulder. Hey, you still got all that gold you picked up?
No, I donated it to some other punk rat kid on the street.
Okay, I'm assuming that was like supposed to be a joke. I was just seeing if you wanted to take a bet. 10 gold says this note don't align. What do you say?
I'm starting to like you, kid. Well, wait, which side are you on?
I don't think this is gonna work.
Crap, the DM said it's not gonna work.
Frick, no, it's not gonna work. I want that side of the bet.
Okay, then we'll switch sides.
Okay, I got it.
I will take both sides of that bet. That it will work.
That's not okay.
No, that's not how betting.
I have the money
Okay,
for it.
yes.
I am very wealthy.
It's a win-win.
All right, who's going first?
Hey, prove
Dax?
it, Don Renard. Where do you keep your money?
It is at my keep in the sky, which you
You
will
will never
visit.
see.
Can you all roll me a perception check real quick?
18, Zach or Nesty.
Perception check, perception check.
26.
25.
16.
30.
Dang. Okay. All of you hear the sounds of wings flapping, and you hear a piercing shriek, like a eagle or hawk, something bigger, like a loud shriek echoing through this clearing that you're in. And Renard, you feel your hair stand up on the back of your neck for a moment. You know for certain this is a hippogriff, thinking about how you were just bombed moments ago. But you know these hippogriffs well, and you continue to listen more intently to this shriek. Something is resonating deep in your memory, and you're feeling this excitement in your chest, and you feel like you recognize this
Could it be?
creature.
My friends, we are not alone, and I'm going to run towards the sound without saying anything.
Don't.
No, we're supposed to be... Oh, God.
Wait, what
Did
these
we
the things
follow
that
him?
bombed
What did
us?
we-
yes, but it is not the same one.
You guys look over and you see Renard just running out in the center of this clearing, looking up to the sky, and you follow his gaze, and you see Smith soaring into the clearing, and then you see Benjamin on the back of Smith. Whoa! Yeah! And then they crash into the clearing and slide in between the trees, and Benjamin is thrown off and rolls multiple times through the ground. And Smith is sorting and stomping in place, looks very, very agitated, and is just spinning around in circles and then like nudging at Benjamin.
I never
Smith.
thought I'd be so happy to see Benjamin.
Hey, it's Smith.
Benjamin Smith, what are you guys
Jules
doing
goes
here?
and runs out
Oh,
to
yeah,
it.
Benjamin, too.
Cervantes.
And
Who's Cervantes?
Smith lifts his head up sharply, turns his face directly towards Renard, and then stands up on its back legs and opens his
Openly
wings as
weeping.
wide as he can, and then stomps his front legs down, snorts, and sprints directly at Renard and tackles him over into the ground, and is snorting and nudging him with his head and jumping up and down, excited, twirling around in circles.
Oh, my friend, I knew I would find you. And he's like giving him a big hug, just shoving his face into all the feathers. And
Yeah, he's just rubbing his head on you, looks very, very excited, snorting, nudging you, almost looks like angry at you at times, but then excited and just like doesn't know what to do with all this energy. Oh, Benjamin's just standing up, kind of like rubbing his hip. Oh, hey, it's, hey guys, hey.
oh, thank you, my friend. I'll pick him up and I'll kiss him on each cheek and be like, you have brought me Cervantes.
When you pick him up and kiss him on each cheek, you smell a strong scent of soap. And then you set him down, and he's
Oh,
like,
you're very clean.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome. I'm the leader of Digsby's crew, and he salutes you.
Tough a look up at Jules. Cervantes?
Who is this Digsby?
Smith looks at the rest of you and starts to run towards each of you and just starts nudging each of you once
No,
with
they are
his
friends,
beak,
Cervantes.
excited, and
Oh.
twirls around each of you, and then runs back to Renard and rests next to him, looking very, very excited.
Smith, you know this guy.
He snorts.
Smith.
That is Smith.
This is
That's
Smith.
Our hippogriff. Our friend.
This is Cervantes. My hippogriff. My hippogriff.
Cervantes. How do you spell that?
It is spelled in a language you could never learn, I'm afraid.
Took me forever to figure out how to spell Smith.
It only got harder and harder.
I was certain he was going to attack you as he thought you were my captors, but these are friends? I'll say to the hippogriff.
He snorts and rears backwards.
Incredible.
I've known Smith since I came to Lorthal.
This is a sign, my friends. We were fated to meet, I am sure of it.
How did you lose Smith? We rescued him from Sindor. Or sorry, Cervantes.
Do you like the name Smith?
He sort of tilts his head side to side a little bit.
Yes, they are very strange, these ones. It was long ago. Cervantes and I were separated, and I thought I would never see him again, even after the Flor de Vida was taken and I came to the surface to pursue Raul. I did not even think to hope that I would find my friend. This is an incredible day.
Yeah, it's great that Smith's back here and all, but Benjamin, what the heck? I thought we agreed that you and Smith were best off back on the ship.
Yeah, no, I definitely would have preferred that as well. Yeah, I don't really know what happened, like in the city, but there's just been a lot of like yelling and just like people running around and a lot of people talking about hippogriffs and stuff. And someone said something about how we had a hippogriff, and then some people were coming to like, take Smith. And then, as leader of Digsby's crew, I just made an executive decision to just like get out of there.
To fly towards the people trying to take Smith.
I was trying to fly the other way. I've only ever seen you guys do it, and I've never like done it myself, and it just didn't really work the way I thought it would. And yeah,
right,
I kind of went the wrong way. But it seems like I actually and ended up going the right way, because apparently this he belongs to this handsome man here, by the way. Waltz, he's just barely more handsome than you, I'd say.
He's a good-looking guy,
it's
that's
very
for sure.
close. It's very close.
Thank you, Benjamin. It's good to see you.
Thanks.
Yes, I think you made the right decision.
Yeah.
Tuff will kind of look upset at the fact that Benjamin said that Smith belongs to Don Renard and just kind of sigh and say, yeah, I guess you're right. He does.
He belongs to me as it feels like a cruel term. I am not his master. I am his companion, and he is mine. We are friends. What adventures you must have had. Oh.
You just see Smith like shake his head like you don't even want to know, kind of look like as much as a hippogriff can convey.
I'm going to lift up the blouse and the vest a little bit and show him kind of like this scar along my side. I said, okay, you haven't seen this before, right? I got this while fighting a giant of a man with a blade. He cut across my chest and I killed him with my sword. And I just start launching into like a story about that scar, and I like...
As you're telling him that, he's like furrowing his brow and like snorting, like almost like he's envisioning being in the moment with you. And then he's like bucks you with his chest, and then you see him lift up his wing and like look back, and you can see like where Forgoth like slashed him, and he was like spinning, trying to catch Jules free falling. You just see like marks of like a huge beast on him. Like, huh? Like, what do you think of that? Like he's keeping his wing up so you can look at it.
Oh, I bet you defeated that one with ferocity, I'm sure.
He shakes his head side to side, like, kind of.
Yeah, I patched that one up on you, Smith, remember?
I'm going to turn to Tuff like I'm seeing him kind of in a new light. And, like...
Smith looks at his wound and looks up to Tuff and then gives Tuff a very, like, affectionate nudge with his snout, and then looks to Don Renard, like, saying, like, he helped me.
Well, perhaps you are not as much of a pirate as you think, my friend.
Yeah, whatever. I didn't do it for you, Don Renard.
No, you did it out of the well of goodness in your heart. That is a better reason.
How could you have done it for him? You just met him, I'm assuming. I've never seen this guy before. Is this guy new, by the way? Seeing Digsby's crew?
Yes.
I took people
Oh,
to
no.
Digsby.
Many people know who I am. I am not new. You are the new ones. And
What is that, what?
Benjamin, this is Don Renard.
Okay.
Don Renard, this is Benjamin. Listen, I hate to break up this wonderful reunion, but we are on a bit of a time crunch. What's the plan now?
Well, as leader of Digsby's crew,
This
Benjamin
is your
just folds his
leader?
arms.
is he also a keeper?
Yeah, I keep track of them all. Yeah, I'm in charge.
The keeper of the keepers.
I keep. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So we need to get to the node. We have one hippogriff and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like, eight, how many? 8 of us here?
Sure. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, and I'm here too. So that's 3 NPCs and a hippogriff.
You could always count me as 2. I am that ferocious on the battlefield.
All right.
Look, I don't want to do any. I want nothing to do with you guys. I honestly, like, I don't know if you expect me to go through the node with you guys, but like, thanks for keeping me alive. I promise I won't say anything, and I think I'm gonna go. Okay, Duke just starts
You
like
will
backing
not
away.
move away from us right now, my friend.
Tough draws his gun and points it at Duke.
Whoa! Okay, whoa. Hey, Waltz. What's going on here, man? Like, we're coffee bros.
Hey, Tough, take it easy. Take it easy.
Hey, you heard him, Waltz. His plan is to blow up the Sky Place.
Yeah, I think the pragmatic thing to do would just be to shoot him, honestly. But I don't know.
Can we kill this one?
No one's
see why
shooting
not.
anybody.
Oh, but I have my gun loaded and everything.
I'll put my sword away, and I'll approach him, and kneel down. Right, he's a gnome,
Yep.
and I close his face, and I'll say, "Is there anything in this world that you cherish and love more than even life itself?"
Yeah, the planet of Lorthal.
No, something deeper than the earth beneath your feet.
What?
Do you have a wife, a child, something you care for?
Dude, I'm literally a vagabond. Like, I just enjoy traveling Lorthal.
Oh,
Like-
you're a wanderer then. You
Yes. So
well, I cannot relate to you in any way, really.
I see that.
I kind of hate having to wander. It keeps me from my beautiful family that none of you will ever meet.
Okay.
Duke,
that a lot.
obviously my friends are pretty hostile, so maybe just keep this on the down. I'll make sure they don't kill you now, but listen, if something happens and we get back and they find out it's you, I'm sure they'll be pretty angry. So,
Yeah, you only wish you were dead.
I will feed you to Cervantes.
I won't let you die, but, just kind of keep this on the down, though.
Cervantes does snort as Renard gestures to him in a menacing way. Okay. What are we worried about this guy?
I was really hoping to find some common ground to relate to.
Yeah, I mean,
such a
we're
strange
different
little
people.
man.
Sometimes people are different. Different things drive them. Like I prefer to be on planets that don't blow up. So,
You speak with the words of a sage. That is wise.
Look, Duke, I'm gonna need you to convince me that you're not gonna go blabbing about this place.
You see Benjamin cross his arms and furrow his brow and kind of walk up. So, I think I'm putting 2 and 2 together here. I've been working on my social skills. I'm picking up on mannerisms and the things people are saying and the way they're reacting to them. And he looks to Waltz and he winks.
That's fantastic.
And it seems like you guys are worried about this guy forfeiting some information that I have not pieced together yet. And that you guys need to go somewhere to do something I have also not pieced together yet.
Yes, Benjamin, that's it. That's the thing.
Okay, hold on, I'm not done.
The circle meets the square.
Keep going,
Okay.
keep going.
Okay, so you're trying to do that. Okay, but you may not be able to leave in good conscience if you don't know that he's not gonna tell them about the stuff he's not supposed to tell them. And I'm leader of Digsby's crew, so it's my job to make sure that you guys can do the mission. So, what if I watch over Duke? That's your
That's a
name, right?
fantastic
Duke.
idea, Benjamin.
I don't want to hang out with you.
You don't got a say in it, bud.
Ooh, get him, Benjamin.
I like in control.
Never
Benjamin.
seen this side of you before, Benjamin.
I'm having a character arc, I guess.
He said that out loud.
This is my arc.
And perhaps we can meet up with this crew of Digsby, and they will help us.
Yeah, well, you are. This is it.
They're going to
my
meet us
crew.
here.
This is my crew.
No,
This is
No,
no,
we,
Don
we
Renard,
all
this
the, we
is
all the
Digsby's
crew.
crew.
and you're
He's
Digsby.
saying, yeah, everyone
Who's
you've been with is Digsby's crew. Is what I think is what he's saying.
Ah,
Tough waves.
Yeah.
well.
We also go by Benjamin's
So anyway, how about
buds.
that node? Should we maybe
Yeah.
go to that thing now?
Yeah, you guys, I'll take care of that and make sure that he doesn't tell people the thing that I don't know. So,
That'd be great.
I think that would just get me out of the arc, and it'd just be
Right.
cleaner that way too. So,
Yeah, sounds great. Thank you, Benjamin.
Friendship, good work. I'm really proud of you.
thanks. Come here, and he just grabs Duke by the collar. He picks him up, and Duke's like, "Hey, no, what are we doing? Let's go."
You don't have to be that aggressive, Benjamin. It's okay.
That was the perfect way
Give
to
him an
do
inch,
it.
it'll
take a mile. Just goes off
Benjamin's
into the
gonna
tree
be
line.
the big bad evil guy like 2 arcs from now.
It's gonna become
Just drunk on power.
Benjamin
you were the
Duke.
chosen one.
And that is your leader.
He's not our leader.
Seems like it.
Not in the slightest.
Our leader was Digsby, but he's not here anymore.
Ah, I understand. He has found new friends.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
So, this node.
Any other people gonna fall out of the sky? Or is that all the people you know, I hope?
All right, how close are we to the node?
Not far. It's just this way. Come on.
All right.
So, with the whole thing with me potentially not being a keeper, not being able to transport with you guys, how the heck are we supposed to get Don Renard and, was it Zoki?
Yeah.
Them two across, too.
If one of the keepers or one who is chosen of the keepers to inherit that power and ability opens a node, many can go through it. They have keys.
As long as they're standing on the node.
Yes, it is their power who opens it. It's their ability, but any can use once they have engaged it. Yes,
It's just more your theorizing, huh?
it is history. It is what it's always been. I cannot help that you are not an educated person. That's not.
Tough rolls his eyes and leans towards Zoki. Make it 20 gold.
And I'm on the side that it will align, right? I can't remember.
That is
Shit,
my
Dang
side.
right you are.
I am the side that will align.
All right. Why not double that?
40 gold, huh?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Pretty confident in your guitar playing little leader guy, huh?
I mean, he's not the keeper, but I mean, there's 3 of them. One of them should figure it out. We'll see.
That is a good deal. And I stick my hand out to shake hers.
She shakes your hand.
And then I lean towards Jules. Easiest 40 gold I ever made.
Literally betting that you won't.
I know, right? And also, I'm betting against the GMs.
Thanks for believing in me, Todd.
This episode brought to you by DraftKings.
Your vote of confidence is overwhelming.
Yeah, don't gamble, kids.
You guys make your way out of this clearing through a few alleyways, pausing every now and then as you see like soldiers moving about. It seems like any of the hippogriffs that were there before have either been chased or are like hiding somewhere and people are looking for them. But you don't see like any obvious apparent conflict going on right now. Can you all roll me a stealth check?
Yeah.
29.
17.
23.
15.
9.
Waltz.
You all are making your way through an alleyway towards the node. You're starting to recognize the area. You can tell it's been cleared out a lot, but you are surprised that there's not that many soldiers around it, considering that it's a node. And you would assume that if they're going to lock the city down, maybe they would be watching that pretty heavily. But you just consider that good fortune as you keep going forward. And then all of you start to kneel down and crouch behind a crate in the alley so you can like observe the node a little bit better. But like Waltz isn't really paying attention, and just like as you all crouch down, he just like keeps walking and steps out of the alleyway. And then there's just like 2 soldiers that were just kind of standing there talking about the node, and then they just look over. Hey, this area is restricted. What are you doing here?
Wait, why is this area restricted?
Where have you been? The bombs?
Yeah, I've been running from them, and this seems like a pretty safe area, so why is it restricted?
He looks at the other elf.
If you're
and they're
supposed to protect us, can I just stay here where it's safe for a little bit, please? I'm terrified.
I mean, we're scared too, but they said that, right? They said that no one could be. Yeah, that's exactly. Yes, you can't be here. Come here. Who are you? Come here.
I'll walk towards them.
All right, and as he's walking towards them, Zoki just looks at you like,
All right, I thought that he was way smarter than that and would definitely pick up on the fact that you shouldn't just walk out towards the node. We were being very sneaky.
What the
I'm
heck
assuming
is he
you guys-
doing?
I don't know. Is this something that you guys normally do? Is this like the way you do stuff?
This is pretty on par.
Yeah, this is pretty typical
Are
Waltz.
you
He'll get
kidding me?
himself
Why
out
would
of
you
it. He
tell
always
us that
does.
beforehand?
I think we should trust. He seems like a truly heroic
Oh my
person.
gosh, Don Reynard, that's the last thing we need to do right now is trust Waltz in this situation.
Okay.
Guys, keep
well,
it down. He's got it.
Yeah, keep shh.
How long do you guys need?
And in the background, you just hear Waltz like talking to soldiers as he's like walking towards him.
I'm assuming you guys need like a decent amount of time on the note or something.
I don't know. I've never done it before.
No clue.
Oh my gosh, why are we just now talking about this? We're so close to the note.
Jules will kind of peek out. He'll look for maybe some sort of contraption that would be holding something in place. Like a wagon with a bunch of food in it that's like being held in there with like a latch in the back, or if there's a
You're like looking for a distraction.
I
basically,
see.
right?
tied off. Yeah.
How about you just roll me a percentage check? Because I don't know.
You
don't know. Maybe there is, maybe
Didn't
there
you
isn't.
plan this?
Maybe there is, maybe there isn't.
72.
Sure, there is a cart full of, why not, cabbages. Just like in cars.
Oh.
Love it.
My cabbages.
Okay. Jules will take his ocarina out and very quietly summon his unseen
Oh
servant.
gosh. Okay.
We haven't seen this guy in a while.
Oh.
Jules, are you sure now's the time for that guy?
Shh, Tough. Quiet.
He always just gets so sassy in every situation.
I know. Why do you care? You can't see him. I'm the only one that has to deal with it.
I know, but he screwed us over. So, okay, fine, do it.
Guys, shut
But
up.
like this could
Okay.
get any worse than it already is.
And Tuff will just like slump down with his arms crossed.
Waltz is like way too close to these soldiers right now, just having like a full-on conversation. And you pull out your ocarina and quietly play a little tune, and then you see a little swirl of invisibleness, and then you just hear, "What?"
Don't give me that sass. I need you to help me out.
I was getting used to you not calling on me. It's been months.
I know. Okay, you see that cart over there with the cabbages?
Is there any way to like make the spell where you can ask if I'm busy first?
I haven't figured that out. I'll work on it.
Okay.
I promise I'll work on it.
promise?
If you just do this thing for me. I promise.
Do
I
you
promise
promise?
you so hard. Yes, I
Okay.
pinky promise.
All right, fine. Who's this guy? He gestures to Don Renard.
I'll tell you next time.
No, I hope there isn't a next time. Anyway, what? What do you need?
Okay, so focus. You see that cart over there with cabbages?
Yes.
Can you go over there and like undo the latch
That's
and
it?
just like throw cabbages around and make a big scene?
Why
Can
can't
do
you?
that for me? Because I'm BC. That's the whole point of our arrangement is that you are unseen and you are servant. Do I need to get more stern?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so just go over there and do the latch.
Yes, thank you.
Can I lean over to Dax and be like, has he gone insane?
No, he does this from time to time. I don't really know how it works. It's magic of some kind, but there's some guy he's talking to that nobody can see.
And right as he walks off, he puts like bunny ears behind Tuff. He's like, "Is this funny? Does this look funny from your perspective?"
That's pretty funny. That's good.
What are you laughing at?
Yeah,
Jules?
you didn't.
Is there
it's
something
tough.
on my
You
face?
probably didn't realize
This
that
guy's
Tough
ugly.
is back.
Anyway, I'll see you later.
You've seen Tough before. Okay. Yeah.
He starts walking the wrong way.
Go.
Giggling to himself.
No. Hey. That's over there.
Okay.
The car.
Oh, right.
Over there with the cabbages. Yes.
Be right back. He goes down the alley.
And I just look at the group and just shake my head and roll my eyes.
And you just see him kind of like waddle, like barely, like, or however you see this guy as like some sort of essence, just kind of waddles up to the cart and then just kind of lazily like flings his hand up and hits the latch. And then some of the cabbages roll out and he looks at you, like gestures, like raises his arms, like, "You happy?" And then he disappears.
No. I didn't dismiss it.
He just disappears. Oh, you have to dismiss it. Okay, sorry.
I don't know. I think that's how that works, right?
You tell
I'd like
me.
to say that's how that works.
I can just leave it if I want.
Disappear. Does a half-ass job.
Don't make me use another spell slot.
All right, he's about to leave, and then he sees you get mad.
I'll
He's like,
bring
"What?"
your ass right back here.
Oh, what?
Throw them around. Just throw some
He's like
cabbages,
really
make it
like
scene.
haphazardly just kind of tossing him in random directions over his shoulder, like with like attitude in his face. And Waltz, as you're walking up to the soldiers, they stop. What the heck? And they just see random cabbages being thrown in like random directions. What is going on? Hey, you go check that out. Oh, I'm not getting near that. Those are like haunted cabbages.
Haunted cabbage.
You go. And he shoves them, and then this guy just like runs up, and he's like scooting up with his sword out like towards these cabbages as they're being flung. Like one hits him in the head. He's like, gosh. He's just like moving forward, and then you just see him start like slashing his sword into the cabbages, and then you just see the unseen servant like drop on the ground. He's like, dude, can I please go? He's gonna get me. And he's just crawling on the ground.
You could go.
I'll dismiss him.
And like right as the sword's about to hit him, he just like disappears, and the sword like clanks on the ground, and then none of the cabbages are moving.
Okay, so are both soldiers paying attention to this?
One of them's like
Or
by
just the
Waltz
one?
looking at it. I mean, they're both looking at it for sure, yeah.
I was hoping they'd both go.
Waltz will wave over to them and then quickly step on the other side of the guard in between him and the cabbages.
Okay, can you roll me a performance check?
+2, all right. 17. Come on.
Ooh.
Come on, give me a little
Nice.
something. Give me a little something, Zach.
Okay, as you're doing that, you can see his eyes like wanting to look over the cabbages, then look at you, and like he's just very confused, and like you're just very in control and sort of step in between and kind of guide his eyesight away, and you gesture to Digsby's crew. Are you guys trying to go for the note?
signal. That's the signal. Go.
Can you all roll me a stealth check?
Just all driven.
That's kind of how this is going.
Uh-oh.
25.
18.
26.
23.
Nice.
As Tough kind of like starts to get up and just like follow the rest of Digsby's crew, he's just gonna say, here we go. And then he's gonna lean over to Zoki and say, if we end up arrested, you still owe me the 40 gold.
Pretty sure we'll need that for bail, if we even get that. Let's go.
And then you all just start running across the opening. Waltz, you can see that the soldier is about to look at them, but you can kind of step in between and maybe
Wow,
distract
those
him.
cabbages flying all around. That was really something, was it? And I'll point back over to the cabbages.
Yeah. And you look over, and the other soldier's just screaming at the top of his lungs, hacking all of the cabbages, even though they're not moving anymore. He's like,
You cursed cabbages!
just smashing it into the ground.
Does that kind of thing happen a lot around here? Is this place haunted or something? Because there's been a lot of
I didn't
problems in
think
this
so.
city so far.
There's a lot of weird stuff happening today.
I'm not telling you how to run a city or anything, but there's a bombing and haunted cabbages, and I've been in this city for like 2 hours, max.
The correlation is concerning that you just got here. All of those happen.
Is this how you treat all your residents of this city? This is terrible.
No. Yeah. And all of you run past and make it on to the node, though you are kind of in the open still.
Things of great magic usually require some sort of engagement, something to perform, words, a dance. He snaps his fingers. The elder speech you used before, the one that identified, help me understand. You may be keepers yourselves. Perhaps we say that.
Well, what I heard translated to seventh from the sun. That's Octa, right? If I say it and we go there, it's going to be mighty chilly.
I guess I don't know what mine means, but
Running out of time. Dax, do you feel anything?
Do some magic.
Waltz, you see that the soldier is wrapping up, hacking the last cabbage to bits. He's just all sweaty. He's all tired. He's breathing very heavy. He just raises his hand up and like swishes his hair back as he's all sweaty, and he looks at the other soldier. Crisis averted.
You've done a fantastic job over there.
Hey, wait. And he looks past you and he just sees everyone standing on the node. Who are those? Who's that?
oh god.
Guys,
More
we gotta do
ghosts.
something.
Unra Tantum. Anything?
Nothing.
Jules, I don't feel
Dax.
anything. I said it. I don't. You say yours.
Septim Solus.
Nothing.
I got
Dax,
nothing.
I don't feel anything.
Ah, crap.
I start to dance my way over to the guards to get their attention.
Okay. You start
Fascinating
scooting down the node.
performance.
Okay.
And I just go, figure it out. Start.
Okay. Waltz, what do you do when you see Don Renard coming down towards you?
I'll just look to the guard. Listen, I'm sorry, there's nothing wrong with how you guys have been running this city or anything. We're just trying to get this node to work. Yeah, and I'll pat the guard and I'm gonna just
The
jog
node's
over
not
to the
aligning
node.
anymore. You need to leave. There's no more alignment.
I know, the node
Yeah, you
alignment.
gotta-
Yeah. And I'm gonna run over to the node as quickly as I can.
You just take out running from them.
I rolled a 29 performance to
Okay.
get their attention.
Okay, so you just start like dancing down the node, and are you like playing a guitar, or do you have your sword?
No,
or...
I'm kind of just like clapping my hands and doing some dance, stomping my feet. You must pay attention. This is very important. I'm trying to like just.
You must pay attention. This is very important.
Okay, so Waltz, as you're running towards the node, and Renard, as you're dancing towards these guards, you hear, "Have you lost both the Flora de Vida and your dignity, Renard?" And you look over and see a man stepping out of an alley, smoking a cigar, with many rings on his fingers, ornate clothing, white hair pulled back in a ponytail, but looks very young and handsome and has a little bit of yellow in his eyes, who you would recognize as none other than Raoul.
I continue dancing as I look at him and I say, "You should know, old friend, that there is nothing that fills me with more pride than to move with grace and agility."
Dax, can you roll me a perception check?
Sure can. Yeah, 12.
As you're looking through all the chaos at this far-off figure, something about them just feels vaguely familiar, though you can't quite put your finger on it. And as you said that, Renard, he, as you say that, nothing is more better than dancing gracefully or whatever. He takes a long drag of his cigar and exhales. "Even in the face of utter defeat, you still have your arrogance, Renard. This node will not align on this day, so where are you going?"
I know something you don't know.
Are you still dancing, by the way?
Absolutely, 100%. Like,
The guards are like looking side to side, like, what the heck is going on?
as ever, Raoul, there are things in this world I know that you do not. And if we are going to talk about who has lost, I would say your memory has faded, along with your honor. And then I'll draw my blade.
And the guards are just like looking back and forth at like how like odd this is and how intense this feels, and they're just kind of slowly backing away from whatever this situation is. He starts to draw his blade. "I stand before you in victory, Renard. Your chase is in vain. No power upon which you can call could return the Flora de Vida to the soils of Cuida de la Nubes in time. Lorthar is doomed. Those who still depend upon the Flora de Vida are doomed. And still I know you to be a roach, so before you scurry off into another crevice, I will squash you underneath my boot." And he draws his blade and twirls it side to side and takes a very precise stance as the guards have completely backed away and then just start running in a random direction at this point. Can you roll me initiative, Don Renard?
Yeah, I'll roll initiative, but I'm going to say to him, one thing I am certain of, Raoul, is you do know cockroaches very well. 11.
Awesome. All right. Waltz, you make it onto the node and turn around and see Don Renard and what you would maybe assume is Raoul just based on that interaction. Is there anything you want to say to Digsby's crew real quick as you've gotten on the node?
As Walt approaches the node, I'll just call out to him. Walt, what was your word? What'd you hear when you went through the node last time?
The node, it was,
Come on.
Tradesis. Anything happen, Zach?
No. And with that, we'll cut over to Raoul. "You seem eager to suffer your second defeat at my hand in as many days, Renard." And he is going to lunge at you with his sword. Does a 17 hit you?
It does not.
Oh, your blade meets his and it clashes, and he leans in. "I was merely distracting you last time, but this time
I will kill you. And he is going to do his second attack. And misses again.
How much? How much does he miss by?
He rolled a 12.
I have a 22 AC.
So it's a critical failure.
Ooh, critical failure.
Okay, can you roll an athletics check against his reflex DC to see if you disarm him?
With pleasure. 24.
That's good.
Okay, that is a regular success. So it takes a critical success for someone to like be completely disarmed. But this one will weaken your target's grasp on the item. Further attempts to disarm the target of that item gain a +2 circumstance bonus, and the target takes a -2 circumstance penalty to attacks with the item or other checks requiring that item. So
Okay.
Plus, they look like an idiot.
So you meet his blade and then slide yours underneath it and then push, flicking it off to the side. And you see the blade sort of slip in his hand for a moment, and then he grabs it and sort of stumbles to the side. And you can tell you've thrown him off balance. I can tell you have something to fight for, Don Renard. And he raises his blade back up. And that'll take us to Don Renard.
And for my first action, I'm going to try and gain some panache. I'm going to do a tumble through, and if you allow it, I'd like to dance beside him and just kind of move, especially close, like almost like face to face for a second, and then kind of pirouette around to get on the other side of him.
Very nice.
Seductive.
If that don't got some panache, I don't know what does.
Okay, is that a athletics check again?
It's acrobatics against his reflex DC.
Okay, roll it up.
I rolled a 25.
Okay, that is a regular success. So does that just put you like through the space basically,
Yep.
and now you're on the side? Okay, so you have him in between you and the keepers, right?
Correct. Yeah, I want to be blocking his point of retreat, essentially.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, so that's one action, right? And then I'm gonna attack him with the intent of disarming him completely.
Okay. All right. So you can roll a disarm.
Would it be a disarm action then?
Yeah, you'd roll
Okay.
athletics and you can get a +2 circumstance bonus
All right,
from weakening his grip earlier.
let's do it.
You can do it.
That would be 12.
Come on.
Oh, you had me.
Oh, this is actually very cinematic because that is a critical failure.
Yeah.
So then you lunge forward trying to disarm him, and then he
You
quickly
lose
regains
balance.
his grip, flips his blade up over the other side of it, and knocks you downward, sliding his blade and pushing you on the back as you stumble forward, and you are off guard until the start of your next turn. You need to get some new tricks, my friend.
Then I would just attack him for the last action.
Okay.
And 22.
That misses. So you sort of angrily, as you're being stumbled, and he says that you need to learn new tricks, you kind of lose some of your level-headedness and then just telegraph a wide swing, and he just rears back and it comes up short of his stomach, and he laughs. And you see him, he had a cigar in his mouth the entire time, and he holds up his other hand and takes a long drag and blows out some smoke.
I hate you so much,
And-
Raoul.
And that'll take us to Digsby's crew standing on the node. What are you guys talking about? What are you guys doing?
Ryu, what was his word?
I don't know. I never heard it.
Waltz, you wrote it down.
Tough, quick, the journal. It's got Ryu's word. Hurry.
Yeah, give me a sec. And Tuff's
I don't want
just
to
like
lose this bet. Come on.
nonchalantly
go.
taking the journal out. And I'm like flipping through the pages. This is going about exactly as well as I expected it to.
Come on, Tough, hurry up. It was unda something.
Yeah, I found it. Hang on.
Don't worry, my friends. I can take care of this.
Yeah, he's doing great.
Waltz, you gotta fix your handwriting, man.
Tough, come on. I yoinked it out of his hand.
Hey, that's mine.
Undavik.
That was it.
Was that supposed to do something? You look down and there's still nothing happening on the node. And that'll take us to Raoul, who is clashing swords with Don Renard, and you see him sort of looking over his shoulder, and he says, who are these beings that are speaking with the Elder Tongue?
I will tell you nothing.
You will never meet them.
You stupid poo-poo face. Like those people from like your past, like usually it's family who can just like get under your skin better than anybody in the world.
That's Zach.
I feel like that's the moment. That's the moment Reynard's having. Like this is like his big brother almost, who's like it's like
You see him sort of thinking as your swords are clashing, and then he says, well, whatever they're doing, it cannot be good.
He throws his cigar to the side, and then he holds his fingers up to his mouth and lets out a loud whistle that bounces off the buildings around the node. And shortly after, you hear a loud roar, like a shriek, and it like hits you like multiple times. Like it feels like waves of the sound hitting you. And then you hear wings flapping and people screaming. And then this black creature with bat-like wings and a big bat head with like a big mane around it and this four-legged quadruped body and this long barbed tail starts flying towards the node, and its eyes are glowing blue. Dax, can you roll me a perception check with a +4 circumstance bonus?
You bet I can. That is a 30.
Dax,
That's
you
big.
cannot believe what you're looking at right now. Like Digsby's crew is bickering about elder speech and trying to flip to the journal and yelling at each other, and like kind of maybe slowly like looks over at this creature, and your like heart skips like multiple beats and you like lose all of your breath. And you would know this creature to be called a Merkvang, which means dark wing in Dwarvish. Like this is the language of Drekheim and all of those creatures. And it's this giant bat-like creature with electrical powers feeding off the core of Drekheim that lives in the Underlands and the Darklands. And like you want absolutely nothing to do with this thing for like any amount of time whatsoever. You have no idea how this guy was like able to call upon this creature. Like only like someone very native and familiar with Drakis and the Underlands could even tame such a creature. And Don Renard, you recognize this creature. This is what Raoul was riding on when you pursued him when he took off with the Florida Vita and was protecting the blue lizard folk. And that is Raoul's turn as he summons his mount, and that'll take us to Don Renard.
Am I able to get Cervantes in on this mix?
Yes, you can, and Cervantes is very familiar with you. He's we'll give him like the minion trait, which like basically if you command an animal, it's like 1 degree higher of success.
Understanding that he summoned this creature, I'll say, Desciende, Cervantes. You know, descend on the creature essentially is what I'm asking him to do, and to attack it.
All right. Okay, so that would be 2 commanded animals because you're telling them to like move and then attack.
Cool.
Okay, so can you roll me 2 commanded animals?
Yes.
Which is nature. You can also roll the +2 circumstance bonus just because you know him so well.
Okay, then that's 11.
Okay, you call out to Cervantes and gesture towards the creature, and you see Cervantes' eyes just bug out of his head. It's almost like you don't fully understand how like menacing this creature is to Cervantes, and almost seeing him react in that way completely makes you like re-evaluate this entire situation, knowing that Cervantes would know like that means, dude, no.
Okay, then I am gonna attack Raoul fully.
Okay.
For my last thing.
Okay,
It's a 21.
that misses.
Shoot.
You swing your sword at him, feeling desperate, seeing Digsby's crew make no progress on the nodes, and the
Cervantes is
situation's
different.
only getting worse. Cervantes is scared. You feel like, okay, this is like where it ends, and you go and like swing your sword desperately, like almost like weakness in your arms as you're starting to get a little bit worried and scared for what's going to happen. And he easily blocks your strike. And that'll take us to Digsby's crew. So Dax, you know what this is. Does this make you want to say anything or do anything?
I mean, I think honestly, for the first time since he's been away from Drakis, he's kind of going back to his primal roots. He's not going to say much, is going to go into survival mode and just start running away. At least he's going to start to. Yeah, if you were to look at Dax, he'd be wide-eyed, speechless, just sort of scrambling, maybe tripping over some rocks as he's trying to get away from this horrific beast.
As Dax stumbles, Waltz will try and like pick him up back on his feet and squat down real quick and look him eye to eye. Dax, we can do this.
No, you don't understand. We can't be here. And he'll just keep babbling. You know, he's not really trying to have a conversation necessarily. He's just sort of freaking out right now.
Can I put my hand down on the node? I don't know, I guess a couple times I've been able to channel some kind of like energy and, go to different dimensions and stuff like that. So I'll try and...
you know
just
when
I did that.
hopping in and out, just going here, going there a little.
All right, yeah,
bit.
sure.
Yeah, I guess I'll just put my hand down and then do a religion check and just kind of try and reach out to any otherworldly power to help spark this thing or give me any guidance.
Cool. Roll me a religion check.
I will. 16.
You close your eyes. You're trying to calm down as you just hear the commotion of this beast coming, swords clashing. Dax is babbling. Maybe Jules is trying to calm him down. You're on the node. Things are super desperate. And with your eyes closed, you start to feel like heat on your face and like light shining, and you can like see it through your eyelids. So you look up and open your eyes. And as you're kneeling down, Tuff is standing over you, looking down, and his eyes are glowing bright white. Like it doesn't look like Tuff almost in this moment. And he's just staring at you, and you hear him say, "How can you call upon that which you do not know?" And he stands in the center of the node and says, "Per custores veniera via cortera solus terra sin." And all of the runes on the node start to glow brightly as you see the center orb within the node start to orientate itself. Everything is glowing, giving you all the signs that you've normally seen when you're standing on the nodes that have aligned in your backstories. What do you guys do?
Don Renard, get on here quick.
Waltz will try and hold on to that feeling as long as he can and kind of give him all of his attention because he doesn't want to lose what's going on. He doesn't want to like interrupt it.
Dax, still pretty stunned by this creature, I think he's just still panicked. I just picture him kind of fumbling around, not sure what to do, maybe not entirely noticing everything that's going on around him.
And that'll take us to Raoul. As the light glows behind you and you can hear the sounds of the magic churning, he lowers his blade in utter bewilderment and slowly looks over his shoulder and then looks back to Renard. "The keepers." And you see him thinking very intensely. He just takes 2 steps back from you and gets out of your way. Renard, if you want to run to the node.
Kind of like the way like a younger brother will take a sucker punch.
Yeah.
You belong on the ground, Ro. And then I will confident finisher and use my panache to just strike him. It's guaranteed damage.
Okay.
So, come on. Rolled a 19. That's a 32.
That
Nice.
hits. Regular hit.
Okay. 17 damage.
All right, you act as though you're about to run off towards the node, and then you say your line, "You belong on the ground," and you simply whip your rapier without using the point and just slap him really hard on the neck, and you just see a big red mark appear instantly. He stumbles back, and you start running towards the node, I'm assuming?
Yeah, and I'll say, and this counts as my victory. And then, I would probably also run for Cervantes and plan on going through with him.
Right, yep. Cervantes is moving towards the node as well. You're running onto the node, and as you say, like, this counts as my victory. This is more for the listeners, not necessarily for you. The Raoul just looking at the node as you're running towards it, and he says under his breath, "This fight is not over, my friend." And he steps back a few more times, and your feet rest on the node, and you see Tuff's eyes ablaze with this white light, and the node erupts upward in a beam of energy that sends you flying into the depths of space, and that is where we'll end our
Guys, where do you think we're going?
So much.
Do you think
our first
we
node
intrigue?
travel since
Yeah, you
landing on
kind
the
of just got
right
hijacked. Who
spot?
knows where Tuff sent you guys? What were
I'm
you talking about in that
intrigued.
Tuff? Like, what was all that stuff you were saying? Like,
Yeah,
it sounded
Tuff.
We should
I didn't
discuss
know
this.
you
There's a
were
lot to
going
discuss.
on.
You knew how
No,
to
I think
do
it's
that.
Shut
Ryan.
Shut
You know,
up. We will
when
talk
I
about
did
Raoul's from my
Adam, shut up.
backstory.
Shoot.
Tuff.
Ryan, you're not even the one talking as your character, and you still need to shut up. So everybody just shut up. We'll talk about in the downtime, which is for patrons, where we react to the most recent episode. Ryan keeps using sounds on Discord,
It's
and he
not
did a
me.
sound.
Ryan
Who's doing
quit
that?
it.
Who is that?
It's Ryan.
Oh, yeah. So it's like, wah, wah, wah. But none of you guys can hear that, but that's why we're laughing. All right, okay, yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you again, Josh. And again, if you don't know this by now, because we've told you, Josh has 2 other podcasts, so you can check this dude out. He is currently GMing and producing his active podcast, which is Titans of Altera, which is incredible. Super fun. You can see his outstanding role play and all the other characters that he does. It's a lot of fun. And then also he has another podcast that he was in that's no longer active, but is like one of the OG D&D 5e podcasts. It's called Sneak Attack. It's the first ever actual play I listened to. And again, like we said, that's probably the reason we exist, is because of that podcast. So yeah, you should check all that out. And yeah, Josh, man, dude, thank you so much for being here.
You're too
And
kind.
yeah,
Take him, or do I have to keep shutting up?
per our tradition, we're just going to read a couple, nice things we found online. And the other day, I think we got perhaps like one of the nicest YouTube comments I think
Yeah.
we've like ever gotten, and it was just super cool.
That's
so I just
true.
want
I know
to
what
share it with everyone and give this person a shout out. They commented on our season 2, episode 1 release on YouTube, and they said, "There is just so much amazing talent in this group." Oh wait, let me tell you the name first. It's Spades Gallio 7, and they said, "There's just so much amazing talent in this group. They deserve every ounce of success in this world. Listening to their podcast or YouTube is like hanging out with the closest friends you've ever known. It's a bunch of guys hanging out, having a great time, and telling epic stories.
Here,
Even
here.
new and learning DMs can pick up ingenious story techniques like the one used in this episode. That was so awesome. Even the players were blown away. Really amazing content. Can't wait for the next episode."
Thank you.
Yeah, my favorite part about that is just saying that it feels like you're hanging out with like your friends, because like whenever I get like
We all
really
hate
into
each
a
other,
podcast,
so that's impressive.
yeah, that's true that we are able to like fake that friendship, because there is absolutely no like amicableness like between any of us, and we actually despise each other. And the part where I tell him to shut up is the only true part of like how we interact with each other. But yeah, for real. That's what I always love. Like whenever I find a podcast I like, it's like feel like you're hanging out with the people. So yeah, that's just, thank you so much for taking the time to say that, because like we screenshotted and shared it with each other, and we're just like, wow, that is so cool. So yeah, thanks for everyone that takes the time to make comments like that, writes reviews. If you haven't written a review yet on Apple Podcasts, I know there's a ton of you listeners on there that just don't write reviews for some reason. You're like really stingy with your reviews, so I'm just gonna call you out right now.
Hey, Zach,
Stop
be
being
nice.
No, I'm sick of
Be
it. I'm sick of it,
nice.
Adam. I'm sick of it. They're just over here. They're like 50 episodes in, and they're like, dude, I'm not gonna give you any rating. I'm not gonna give you a review. It's like, come on, man, please. Come on, please.
He's
Please?
literally on his knees
Ryan,
right now, guys. He's
Please. Ryan really wants you to do it. Ryan, I can see it in your eyes. Ryan, go ahead, tell him, Ryan. Ryan, say
Yeah, he's
please.
wearing a pink shirt.
Ryan, say please. Tell me. All right. Yeah, so if you got the time, write a review. That'd be really, really cool. It really helps us out, actually. And we will see you next time.
and he's wearing a pink shirt.
Yeah. If they don't give us a review after that, we got no hope. Good, Ryan.
Thank you.
We get all these feats in Pathfinder, but never any hands. Am I right?
You are right. You've never been more right, Taryn.
Why, are you trying to catch these hands?
Nice.
No, sir.
Cool.
You've captured my heart, though.
Ooh.
Mm.
Can you guys do this?
How's he doing that? What the heck?
That's pretty good, Joel. That's really good, Taryn.